What's up, everybody? My name is Jeff, and today we are going to have some fun playing Magic, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. So I actually just barely started brewing or building this deck, and I'm just about done with it, but I wanted to bring you guys in with my testing process, kind of my thought process here as well, of what I'm trying to do with this. So the main thing I'm wanting to do with is Fires of Invention and Kenrith. Fires of Invention is amazing. You can cast spells only during your turn. You can cast no more than 2 spells a turn each turn, so that's all bad stuff, but the great stuff here is you may cast spells with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of lands you control without paying their mana cost. Amazing. This means that we can basically cast 2 spells a turn for free as long as we have enough lands to play it. So if we have 5 lands, we can play a Kenrith and a Sarkhan the Masterless and still use one of Kenrith's abilities. And that is the whole point of this, is that when we play Kenrith with a Fires of Invention, we still have 5 mana at least, if we're able to play him, that we can use his abilities. So we can either pay 1 to all creatures gain trample and haste until end of turn. We can, we're in Mardu colors, and so we actually don't have ways of getting outside of Mardu colors. I was debating and throwing in some chromatic lanterns, but then you're also ramping yourself up beyond what you can use with Fires of Invention. So I debated just including more removal spell instead of going for the chromatic lantern to give us all colors, which the Mardu colors are the best ones here. So giving all creatures trample and haste for 1 mana, amazing. Gaining 5 life for 3 mana, amazing. If we can do that 2 times a turn, great. If we also have creatures in the graveyard, or even a graveyard, we can still stuff from their graveyard as well. Then for 5 mana, we can put target creature from a graveyard onto the battlefield under its owner's control. So that actually is an issue. We do put it underneath its owner's control, so don't steal something from their graveyard. That'll be awkward. This is really good in Commander though, which is really fun. And if there is something that like does hurt them, it could end up being okay. But overall, what we're trying to do here is just kind of play a basic mid-range type of deck. We're trying to draw more lands. This is, I think, the first deck in a long time that I've ended up having 25 lands in the deck, which I usually run quite a few less lands than most people do, just because that's the style that I play. But on this one, we are trying to ramp up as much as we can. We want 3 or 4 lands in every single hand if we can, trying to get up to Fires of Invention. We do have a little bit of card draw to try to find Fires of Invention. Falmar Knight kind of helps as removal and the card draw. I was trying to fit more card draw in here, but I wanted just to have a lot of early game removal instead, and we can still play a really good deck even without really using much of this. But Murderous Rider, Bonecrusher Giant kind of taking this 2 mana slot here as well with its Stomp. We're going to be trying to use Stomp as often as we can just to remove targets with it before we play Bonecrusher Giant. Mortify, I really like Mortify in the format right now because of the enchantment removal is really important because of Fires of Invention, and also Doom Foretold, which is, in the Dance the Mance deck or whatever, which is really good. But Devil in here, again, a lot of these are pretty mana demanding, but if we do find our Fires of Invention, all of these become free as well. So the mana demandingness of them can still make them useful. So the one issue I'm seeing with this deck right now is that we still would like to have a little bit more card draw to try to find Fires of Invention. And so I'm not sure how to fix that. I brought in Rankle. There's a little bit more card draw in black. And so we're going to go ahead and test it as it is. I just want to see if we can still manage without more card draw. But I definitely think there should be more. I'm not sure if I should be taking out more removal for the card draw. Like, I'm testing out Outlaw's Merriment just because it's in the right colors. I wanted to see how it would do. It's really great if we can bring that in for free, as well as some other stuff. It's a ton of value for us that helps us gain life. So there's some really cool things there. It also helps. We do have 1 Realm Cloak Giant in here, which is good. The cast off side of this, we can sometimes cast for free. We don't have tons of creatures. We do have a couple where like all of our creatures in here are basically game-winning creatures that I wanted to have to kind of test out. So again, this is one I'm just testing it out. I wanted to kind of bring you guys in with my thought process on all of these things. And I wanted to play some games to test it out, but I figured, hey, you guys probably want to see that too. So let's go ahead and get into gameplay, see how this does for me, and wish me luck. All right, up against Raphael, bring on Raphael. And I didn't really go into why I would want to play Chromatic Lantern. The whole point is that then we would get more options with Kenrith, which would create some more card draw, all that kind of stuff. So there is some benefits of going multicolored. I'm going to keep this. We have Fires of Invention. The 2 lands isn't great. We have a possible draw. The fact that we're going first is really nice, though. We have possible card draw. We have 2 tapped lands, though, so if we're going to be drawing lands anyway, that's great. We should be able to draw lands. I like what we have in the hand. I still probably will play... I guess we don't play Sacred Foundry first. We play Castle Lochthwain. If we need to play Falmire Knight on turn 2, then we can. And Sacred Foundry comes in if we find removal, like Ingress Rampage or something like that. Off the top. Alright, Raphael, what you got for me? Yo. Alright, Castle Lochthwain comes down. And... so yeah, I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts as far as what we can do with this, and what decks you guys have been playing in Standard right now as well. There's so many fun Standard decks out there, and not only that, but also Historic. I've been really debating on what kinds of things I want for Historic. So I kind of want the Falmire Knight's draw ability here. If they Thought Erasure on this next turn, it'll be really annoying. And it'll be even more reason to have card draw to get to Fires of Invention. So let's just pass the turn. I don't think having a 1/1 is going to do anything really good for us here. So let's just pass the turn. Fabled Passage, right? So they don't get Thought Erasure this turn. We really need lands. I mean, we have 25 in the deck. We should be running into more than this. Let's go ahead. We're not going to discard, right? Let's go ahead and pass the turn. No reason to be greedy. Again, the 1/1 doesn't do much of anything for us as far as what we know with their deck. If it is a control deck, I will much rather have the card draw first. Alright, yeah, it looks like it is going to be hopefully not mill. If they mill over like 4 lands here, we are screwed. Alright, Thought Erasure. I'm guessing they either take Fires of Invention or one of these removal spells. Like, it could be Murderous Rider just because it's so good. Alright, Ingress Rampage. It's the only thing we can actually cast besides the Falmire Knight. And they just realize that we are definitely mana screwed at the moment. Do we go for card draw to try to find another land? Or do we hold up Mortify and Murderous Rider? I think we hold up Mortify and Murderous Rider. Falmire Knight, we're just so far behind now. Yeah, if they have Fires of Invention here, which they know that we have this Mortify, we will absolutely Mortify Fires of Invention. Oh, this is instant speed. I forget about that. All right, Resolve. I'm not thinking that they're going to be taking the Falmire Knight. I don't want to give them more options. I'd rather draw afterwards. So yeah, they take the Mortify, which means that if they're not taking Murderous Rider, they probably are playing Fires of Invention as well. Here's a second one. Well, we will definitely get down Fires of Invention, so we can no longer cast stuff at instant speed. We may just get down another one, or just play this Falmire Knight. They're not going to have as many ways to play other stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and just Falmire Knight, pass the turn. Yeah, Fires of Invention. So this is probably Mega Mogwai has a version of this with Grixis. So probably something similar to that. It's really good, really powerful. And I want to go towards the... we do have some advantage if we get Kenrith out, because Kenrith is the mana sink that deck doesn't have. And so there's a lot of good things with it. And maybe we do need Chromatic Lantern into this deck just so that we can use the blue side of Kenrith's abilities to be able to get card draw. Because card advantage is huge. Realmcloak Giant we're also okay using with Kenrith as long as we can keep a Kenrith around.
And prepare
to bring stuff back that we kill. We would love to not have more of these Fires of Invention. Yay. Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of a Murderous Rider. Oh, these are all for free. Yeah, so destroy target Planeswalker.
I was not prepared for this.
And I think we just play Murderous Rider. I mean, might as well get some value of creatures out on the battlefield. Swing on in there. We don't even have the ability to draw with Castle Lochthwain right now, which is another reason to play Fires of Invention and all of these lands, is that then we get value from these lands. Thought Erasure, yeah, we have a lot of dead stuff in hand. I don't think they even take Realm Cloak Giant. Yeah, I think it's just Liliana. It's our only bomb at this moment. We just have not been drawing very well. Nico Bolas. Yeah, that's bad. That's all sorts of very bad. We can at least attack in. We'll exile another Fires of Invention.
Let your
Land is like now is when we actually want some more action. Wrinkle on top is pretty good. Wrinkle does give us some stuff. It does combat damage just to a player, not to planeswalkers as well, but we will keep it. We will swing in at Nikki B. Go ahead and play the other Fires of Invention. And pass the turn. Yeah, no reason to kill our guys. That won't really help us much at all. Exile. It might be Foulmire Knight. We don't really care about him. We do have an extra Fires of Invention right now, though, and it can at least deal damage to Nico Bolas next turn. If we can get the Wrinkle to have a chance to draw us a card, we're pretty okay with that. All right, plays Watergrave. The nice thing is that they can only play stuff sorcery speed as well, which does help quite a bit. Legion's End. Exiles here. Boo. Which means Wrinkle will survive also. That means we get to kill Nico Bolas, get to hit Narset down. Private Canarium does nothing for them. So Wrinkle for free. We actually don't get to choose anything with Wrinkle here, but I'd rather still kill these guys. Get rid of them. We haven't played another card yet. Let's go ahead and draw a card. Oh, Narset. Oops. Oh, I forgot about that. That was a big misplay. I mean, I only lost 1 life from it, but that was a bummer. Okay, Drawn from Dreams. Yeah, opponent's getting all the card draw, which this is a big reason to be going into blue with Fires of Invention. And maybe we do go 4-color. That's really difficult to go. But the card draw is obviously the thing that we've been losing on here. Against the mirror match, at least.
Never hurt anyone.
Yeah, they get Liliana. We cry. And it's already game. Like, we can wait 1 more turn just to see what we draw, but like, this is game now. We can't even draw a card with Marsh. I guess we can draw on their turn. Which, creating a token, because they're creating bigger tokens, does nothing for us. And so we will draw a card here. We can at least draw 1 card. Alright, so Murderous Rider. I should have waited till their end step because they do have Thought Erasure here. Possibly. I mean, Murderous Rider does kill Liliana, so that's really important. I should have waited just to see if they do Thought Erasure us here. Boo. Like, the only benefit that we have is that a lot of their cards can be pretty dead against us. Right, Fae of Wishes, digging for stuff in the sideboard. Now probably not as dead. Oh, Casualties of War. Yep, alright. Well, land is nice. We can play this tap too and play a 7/7. But let's go ahead and destroy Liliana. Very good for us. If we play the Realm Cloak Giant, it just immediately dies to this Casualties of War, so that doesn't really help. We will just play the Murderous Rider here. Give them a target, make them want to use it. We lose Fires of Invention next turn and a land. And pass the turn, we can draw on their turn again. Opponent scries 2. I mean, we're not out of this game because we did happen to hit the one thing that does keep us in the game. But I do think that we have too little value with this deck against them. Our deck is going to be good against a lot of other decks. And in fact, it may be better than theirs in some cases against other decks. Just because I think we have a little bit more of an aggressive, like it's more of a mid-range deck rather than control. Theirs is pretty much straight control. Yep, Castle Lockthwain comes down. Let's go ahead and draw a card. Or gets targeted. Boo. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, Castle Embereth at least means that we get to play a 7/7, which we'll see how good that is. They still have a whole handful of interaction, I'm sure. Okay, down to 10. Mortify. We still haven't actually used the Realmcloak Giant side of this at all. It might be worthwhile for us to hit the Fires of Invention. I mean, I'm pretty sure with Drawn from Dreams that they'll be able to find another one before long. And they're already so high on mana that it doesn't really matter. I'd love to be able to play both of these. Or both sides of this. I think even more than killing these guys, it might be better. Let's go ahead and play Realmcloak Giant. They get to scry too. Yeah, I mean, we're already done. I know people might be thinking that I should play that one out, but the other half of you are like, why did you play that long? So, yeah. So what changes do we need to make? I think more card draw is important. I'm just not sure what we draw. Or what we use for card draw. Foulmire Knight doesn't seem good enough. That is definitely an issue with our deck, though. We don't nearly have enough card draw. So what can we use that is a mana sink for card draw? I was thinking maybe like Dawn of Hope could work pretty well with this deck. I think we need to mulligan this. There's no real interaction for like 4 turns, and we can't even possibly play what we have. Bone Crusher Giant is at least good. We can drop, I think, Liliana here. Liliana's great, but it's late game stuff, so we have a pretty good hand besides that. As far as we have Bone Crusher Giant, we can possibly get enough, or hopefully should run into enough mana for Rankle and be able to play the Giant here. Temple of Epiphany. Epiphany. Alright, play Mountain, pass the turn. Tap for green, like the name. Play Steam Vents, Shimmers of Possibility. Do we stomp their face here? If we find land, then it's good for us, but we actually might just hold up land for Murderous Rider as well. Let's go ahead and pass the turn. Another Bone Crusher Giant. Now we'll stomp their face. Dude, we need to find lands with this deck. I know I'm keeping 2 land hands, but that's because we have 25 lands in this deck. That's more lands than I've played with any arena deck, and I typically am running into 2 or 3 lands consistently. Alright. Hit your face. There's a land. Tap land. Land on top. Exactly what we want. That's good. Pass the turn. Still have Bone Crusher Giant. We can at least hit something with 2 toughness, which at this point probably won't be much of anything. Fabled Passage. Yep, resolve. Let's see if they're playing any other colors. White. Alright, Jeskai. Uh-oh. Is this Merriment Control? If we can get out Fires of Invention, I'm not terribly worried. If they get out Fires of Invention, then I'm pretty worried. Let's see what else you get to play. Bay of Wishes. We're granted. We're going to hold on to stuff removal now that we get Fires of Invention. We'll go Fires of Invention and Wrinkle. I'm not sure what we discard or not. We could discard a Bone Crusher Giant if we feel like we can get it back with Kenrith pretty soon anyway. Getting a 4/3 is not bad. Out of the deal. Chandra. Boo. Alright, Fires of Invention of our own. Wrinkle. for freemium. Swing on in there. We may want to make them discard here, or we can just each give us some card draw. Like, we are at a disadvantage for not having card draw here. We can draw a card and discard. Bone Crusher we're fine with losing, so yeah, let's do that. And we're digging for land here as well. That's the other thing. If we can get to Kenrith, I think we have an advantage where most people aren't really playing Kenrith. Maybe they are. And honestly, maybe going blue with Kenrith is better than black. I don't know. And that might be another thing too. We could try to go 4-color. 4-color is so hard with this. So we'll see. They're down to 12 though. 5 lands. It's so interesting with Fires of Invention, all these tap lands become so much better. All right, Deafening Clarion comes down. Boo, hiss. Sarkhan is good. Sarkhan's pretty good. Alright, can't draw more cards. That's another thing too, is Narset also just stops you from being able to even draw cards. Drawn from Dreams does get around it. Land is good. Oh, we really want Chandra, but we really want land as well. Alright, we can play Kenrith 1. I'm gonna hold on to the Murderous Rider for some other stuff here as well, though. Okay, Sarkhan. So this is actually a really cool thing that we can do. So instead of... we can play a dragon. Let's see here. They can't block, so we can turn Sarkhan into a dragon. We can give everything trample real quick and gain some life. So we can actually give this Sarkhan haste. If I go down, there's a higher chance of it dying. And if we take up, we have a higher chance of actually winning overall. We know that they have Prison Realm, which is annoying. So I should have created a dragon. That's actually is a misplay. All right, creature screen trample. Swing at their face. So I should have created a dragon there. I'm just always worried about them having a 2-mana kill spell, but with Fires of Invention, it is better for us to have done it the other way around. And let's go ahead and we'll just gain life now. Up to 24. And this is the whole value, is that with Kenrith, we should have a little bit extra value than they would have. If they have their own Kenrith, then that's really bad. Chandra, though, doesn't really do enough for them. At Interplanar Beacon, they get to gain life with Chandra. They do get to kill our Sarkhan. And they could... So, Chandra, 5 damage on Kenrith, and Prison Realm to kill Sarkhan is what they need to do. So, I should have made a dragon. Big misplay there.
A dragon does not lose!
So yeah, Chandra needs to kill Kenrith here. They've already played their 2 spells. If we find another Kenrith, we win. So we do have some good things off the top. Possibly. Oh, we have Chandra off the top. Never mind. But we can Murderous Rider, playing Bone Crusher Giant. Their own Sarkhan. Boo hiss. Oh man, I had the win and I messed it up.
You're gonna be sorry when I come back.
I just want to get rid of Chandra. If they would be able to start doing board wipes consistently, which does at least kill these guys. Sarkhan is really annoying. If we find land for this Chandra, then we're okay. Can get rid of any blocker and hopefully swing in. If they play it though, they also gain life. We could maybe play like Interplanar Beacon. That is the thing with Fires of Invention. All you need is 1 red, and then the going 4 colors actually might be okay. So I probably won't make that big of a change for this one.
Trust me, you'll thank me later.
Bouncing it, interesting.
That's more like it.
That actually in some ways helps us. Being able to, I mean, it doesn't get to swing in next turn. Ingress Rampage. And if I could kill this Prison Realm, that would be amazing right now. I still think Ingress Rampage. We can kill both of these guys, which does slow them down with their Sarkin plan. I kind of want to get Murderous Rider out here just so that they start using it for removal. Let's go ahead and... I mean, Teferi really doesn't help them at all, the stack ability. Do we actually care to kill it? I think we go ahead and get down Bone Crusher Giant. We can at least kill a creature with Ingress Rampage. Hopefully we can play Chandra as well. Not getting rid of Narset might be an issue here. Time Wipes. Boo. Into Sarkin. Really trying to avoid playing that Sarkin. It's kind of interesting. I guess they're just assuming that we're going to have an answer. Chandra is going to help us a ton, though. If we can get Chandra to stay out for a couple turns and a Sarkin on top, we will definitely keep that. So yeah, play this for free. Number 1. They can't counter because of Fires of Invention. Love it. We're just going to be ticking up. We win by ticking up here.
Oh, looks like someone's getting a little sweaty.
And I guess Murderous Rider. I don't really want to use this on nothing. Sarkin will be annoying, but we can still deal with it. So yeah, play Murderous Rider. Have at least another threat. Yeah, I think that's the best. So Chandra, oh, they bounce it back. Interesting. Chandra can tick down on the dragon that they make. He digs for an answer. Casualties of War. Dude, it's such a good card. Maybe that's the biggest reason if we're going blue. Yeah, so they get to target a lot of things here for us. We do get a Sarkin, but then they get a Sarkin. Yep, resolve.
Well, fresh out of fuel.
Double Interplanar Beacon means they get to gain lots of life as well. Alright, Sarkin the Masterless, create a dragon.
Who are you to call me mad? Come to me!
We're hoping that they don't create more than one blocker. If we can use Ingress Rampage to kill the one blocker. I mean, we also get Sarkin here as another attacker. So we're still pretty close to winning this game. Unless they play 2 Planeswalkers. So only 1 Shimmer possibility. That actually gives us a really good chance here. Because if all they do is play Sarkin, create a blocker, I mean, even this kills them. Or I guess they would go down to 5, but then Chandra's emblem would kill them. Play Sarkin. They can only play two cards. There's nothing else they can really do here unless they somehow sack this. Plays a land, yep. Nothing they can do here really helps them. I mean, they're dead just off what we have here.
Behold!
Yeah, and we'll just Murderous Rider. And tick up on Sarkin. And that is game! Booyah. Alright, so we lost to the Grixis version. We beat the Jeskai version.
Come on!
But it is definitely feeling weak not having extra card draw with Kenrith. So I'm not going to add add blue for this one. We're gonna play one more game, I think. Maybe one or two. We'll see. I just tested it out against whatever else we run into. But so far 50-50 with it, right? We're doing good. if we can win another couple, then we're doing really good with this deck. All right, up against Medusa. Bring it on, Medusa. So I'm still trying to get over a cold right now, and the low voice is really fun. All right, Murderous Rider on turn 3. We're on the play, so it's okay to do that. We also have 3 lands. We can hopefully find Fires of Invention, but if not, we at least have Kenrith and Chandra, which are really good top-end stuff. So even if we just draw lots of lands, this is still a good hand. If we draw more Murderous Riders, this is an amazing hand against probably Simic Flash. Ooh, is this Bant like Happily Ever After? That would be bad. We don't know what they're playing yet. I'm gonna go ahead and play the Temple of Triumph here. I do actually like Aurelia here. As far as just some aggression. It's not bad. We'll keep it. It's not Fires of Invention. Fires of Invention. But like Murderous Riders get more life gain. So I'm going to go ahead and pay and play. See if they have a counter. Quench. Nice. Alright, Temple of Silence. Sarkin. Yeah, we'll keep Sarkin. Pass the turn. Dude, Quench. I hate Quench. The worst card in Standard. I mean, it's really good. It's a great card. Stuck on 3 lands, though. That's really good for us. So which thing do we care to have countered more? Kenrith or Sarkin? It might be Sarkin. I mean, Sarkin gets a lot of value here. We hit another land, then Kenrith gets better anyway. So let's go for Sarkin first. See if it gets counter. We're just kind of trying to draw out all of these counters. Giving them a chance to surveil when they're stuck on lands is annoying, though. Part of it, though, too, is I don't feel like these Murderous Riders are really going to do much for us. They may be a Planeswalker deck. Still stuck on lands, my goodness. Actually, Chandra comes down now because it can't be countered. They can try for it. Some people will forget, and if you try to counter, yeah, it doesn't actually work. Nice. And they may be trying to go for just the surveil, but tick up with Chandra.
Hope it's not too hot.
Pass the turn. Let's see if they end up having more removal for it eventually. Prison Realm, which means we get down Kenrith now.
I'll try to come back for you.
Castle Embereth. Get down Kenrith. I'm playing the lands now because if we've run into more lands, it's really good for us along the way. We would love to be able to untap with Kenrith. If we can bring back Aurelia and give it haste. Oh, goodness. That is so good. Oh, that's actually a really good combo. That's I hadn't even thought of that. Yeah, if we can keep Kenrith alive here, so powerful. Yeah, so we would all right, the Magic Mirror, and opponent just scoops it up. Yes, yeah, because we get Aurelia out. We almost killed him. We'd bring him down to 1 with the Chandra emblem there, but dude, that was really good. Maybe I want more Aurelias in here. Well, 1 I think is good because of everything else we're trying to do. But that's good with Rankle as well. All right, here we go again. All right, up against Flybrush Trap Hood. Bring it on, Flybrush. Yeah. We don't have anything for a while, but we have a Scry off the top and we're on the play. So we can try to find something good off the top. But because we have Fires of Invention and Kenrith, I'm going to keep it because that's what we're going for. Okay, guys? If we can get to 5 mana, I mean, we have such big plays on turn 5. So we Scry and dig for any kind of removal, any kind of interaction early game. or maybe a land. I'm not sure. If it's a land off the top, we may keep it just because we really desperately need lands for what we have. There we go. Bone Crusher Giant, great off the top. That's a good turn 2 and turn 3 play, which is so insane for one card. These adventure cards are so good. All right, plays Gutterly Bones. We'll pass the turn. See what comes down here. We are definitely going to kill this. It may not be the best thing to target, but I'd rather not take any more damage than I need to here. Get it off the board in case they are playing something else, right? Dreadhorde Invasion. Ooh, do I play the tapped land now? Yeah, I'd rather have Fires of Invention. Scry for Mortify is actually pretty good. I want another land off the top here soon, though. This means that I'm risking it if I actually get a land later. I think it's better to dig for lands and be able to play these things. Mortify is good. It does take care of Dreadhorde Invasion, but I think that we have other things to deal with that right now. Knight of the Ebon Legend, as I'm told it's supposed to be said. Alright, Fires of Invention. We do find a land off the top. So, in hindsight, we could have kept Mortify. But I think it was better to test that one out. Yeah. We get Fires of Invention. Fires of Invention is just a straight up win card as well. We're seeing that right now. People are just scooping up to it. All right, that was 4 games. Let's go for one more. Let's finish up with an even 5. All right, up against Carp King. Bring it on. Reminds me of like Magic Carp. They're gonna do nothing. Diddly squat. Dude, I have been winning coin flips today, and it's been great. I like Mortify. I don't like really anything else in this hand as far as how slow it is, but we have Kenrith. I mean, I love everything else in this hand, so it's hard to kind of ship it away. I'm going to go ahead and keep this. We have some early game interaction. We're on the play, and so we are kind of ahead on lands. All of these, in a way, become cheaper versus being on the draw. I hate being on the draw, keeping a really expensive hand. A Temple of Mystery. But being on the play, keeping a really expensive hand gets a little bit better. Murderous Rider. Let's get down a swamp so we can hopefully find another one. Once Upon a Time. Going green could also be good just to have the Once Upon a Time as well. Looks like they top deck that. Alright, looks like they have lands as well. Godless Shrine. And pay for it. Pass the turn. See if that stops them from actually playing something here. Probably won't. We're going to Murderous Rider that. All right, I have a feeling I'm debating if I want to draw out counters here with the Murderous Rider, or just hold up Mortify. Let's just pass the turn. We pretty much guaranteed they have a counter there. Chandra can't be countered, which is really nice for us. See, I'm not sure these are the ones that we want to be killing. Chandra does come down and kills lots of stuff, but it's the wolves that I'm the most worried about. Let's go ahead and pass the turn. If we can bring out Kenrith, so like if we can get them to counter this Mortify on their turn, that's really good for us. All right, place Temple of Mystery. Tap, that means they don't have... we could still have Sinister Sabotage. All right, let's go ahead and Mortify. I want to see if they'll counter here. I think we still try for Kenrith. Maybe we try for Murderous Rider if they don't. All right, Sinister Sabotage, perfect. Now we go for Kenrith. Down to 14. Downmire Knight. Yeah, I'm really in between with this Falmire Knight. Maybe we just need more... I'm not sure what kind of card draw we go for besides this. Falmire Knight is at least something that is a death toucher as well. Like in the later game like this, if we're like on turn 4, we could draw a card and create a death touch blocker. So I do like it. Don't find land. We can Bone Crusher Giant in response to them trying to grow this. We have a lot of instant speed stuff, huh? We have a card draw and this on instant speed. No reason to be pushy. We can even... Let's see here. I'm trying to think of what stuff they could have. So let's go ahead and give him trample and go for the swing. All right, unsummons. This means we lose Falmire Knight for the draw. It's Bone Crusher Giant, this Brinehorn Cutthroat. Brineborn. Even if they play something else here, I mean, unless it's a counter. If they want to counter our Bone Crusher Giant, that's fine. Unsummons here. And we may go ahead and play this Falmire Knight. Now, I'd like to get the card draw from it, but we already have threats that they're going to be holding out for. Getting down a blocker that can block some of their annoying stuff like the wolves or whatever is at least good. Like, that's not a bad turn for us. Brazen Borrower gets over in the air. Boo. Let's play Bone Crusher Giant. Again, I'm just trying to get them to let stuff resolve here. We can still race them pretty well. Unfortunately, this Chandra is going to end up killing a lot of our stuff if it does come down. Nightpack Ambusher. If they swing in and they can play another one, we're in a lot of trouble. Unless then we can play Liliana, hopefully. Okay, down to 8. It's a wolf. Man, we really need to find a land for this. Alright, let's go ahead and swing in with this. Oh, man, Bone Crusher Giant just dies to this wolf, huh? Actually, if we can kill the Nightpack Ambusher in response, we can at least... We're demanding them to have answers. Let's see if they have them. Negate, yep, they have answers. See, the Falmire Knight is at least helping us. The problem is that this Brazen Borrower has been amazing for them. Tap land's not very good. Fires of Invention, finally. We will keep it. I mean, it lets us play 2 things. Murderous Rider for life gain. Or do we try for the Kenrith? They haven't countered other things. Well... So the reason I'm thinking of Kenrith here is it gives us a chance to gain life on the next turn as well as Fires of Invention. Like, we can play Fires of Invention. Actually, we don't get anything. Yeah, there's Quench. Yeah. So, it's actually game. If they just swing in with everything here, we're dead. If they don't, that's good. Yeah, they swing in. Yeah, good game. No blocks. Oh, man. I do think that we had ways of winning that game. We didn't draw very well. I mean, we actually had pretty good stuff in hand, but we didn't draw the lands in time. Fires of Invention, I think, would have helped us a ton against their deck. Yeah, that was an interesting one. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me go ahead and head to the wrap up with this. So is this good for a Mardu Fires of Invention Kenrith deck? Like, if we weren't trying to go into any other colors, yeah. I'm trying to think of what other card draw we can have. Let's go down green and blue. Trying to think of like maybe it is Dawn of Hope. Because you get so much more value with Fires of Invention, so maybe 2 copies of Dawn of Hope would be really good in here. Maybe go down. It might be 1 Kenrith that you can go down. I'm not sure if I love the Realm Cloak Giant really at all. It is good with Bone Crusher Giant, but we have a lot of early game removal. Like, I'm not terribly worried about that. So I think we go up Dawn of Hope. I'm going to go back. Yeah, actually, this is what I think we do. And sorry if it changed now. What you guys will see down on the deck list down at the top will be this version of it. But I think you need to bring in 2 Dawn of Hopes just for additional card draw. We do have card draw here, kind of with Liliana as well, which is great for the top end. Wrinkle also gives us card draw. So that is, you know, what, 7 different forms of card draw in the deck, which does help at least. Kenrith, if we had like a chromatic lantern, so maybe you do also bring in like 1 chromatic lantern as well into the deck, just to give all of our lands any color, so that then Kenrith can draw cards, can put counters on things, can do all, you know, there's a lot of interaction that we all of a sudden get with Kenrith. Dropping down to 3 copies may be wrong though. Maybe we drop down like a Cavalier Flame or something. I just like Cavalier Flame for some other value that you can get with it. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.